Hey guys, I just wanted to kind of go over my collection. I have about 10 watches and I have a feeling that it's going to change fairly quickly. So I'll quickly go over those 10 watches that I own and let's get started. So the first one is this monstrosity. This is a combination of disaster that I created. So I talked about my very first modded watch in my previous video, but this is actually my very first modded watch. So it's a Invicta Pro Diver, as you can see, Invicta right there, 38 millimeters. It's a quartz movement. Let me tell you, if you have a small wrist, get this watch because it fits so perfectly on your wrist. It's not even funny. I got two more of these coming because I made whatever this is. So it has a hands from somewhere. It has a dial from a Times Square watch that I got from a eBay seller who had like a whole bunch of watches that they're getting rid of because they're all broken. So what I wanted to do is, like, before I started getting into modding, I got a whole bunch of watches that were broken so I could open them up and see how it kind of functions. And I got the Pro Diver. This was like 50 bucks or whatever, just so that if I do break something, that it's not something that is really, really expensive. So when I opened up those watches and I was just kind of swapping things out, this dial was the only thing that fit. Those hands were the only thing that kind of fit. And then the actual second hand is from the original Pro Diver. So what you see is just this hodgepodge of horrendousness that I came up with. Yet, I'm going to wear it because, it's my very first modded watch. What am I going to do? Sell this? Like, no one's going to buy this. But let me just put it around my wrist here. Sorry about that. I hit my camera. Boom. This thing, this size, if you have 6.5, somewhere around that size, wrist, get this watch. Well, actually, don't get it if you don't want it, but it fits so perfectly that it's not even funny. This 38 millimeter, I think the thickness is around 11 for this quartz movement, Invicta Pro Diver, and it's kind of curved as well on the inlets, on the lugs, so it just fits like butter around your wrist. And if you could get and kind of ignore, well, don't mess with it. Don't put a Times Square dial on it. If you don't do that, you'll be really, really happy with this for 50 bucks. It's crazy, but this is my very first modded watch. I keep it because it has a sentimental value. So that's number one. Let's go on to number two. All right, number two is another modded watch that I have. I talked about this on my previous video. This is SNKE, I don't know. This is off of a Seiko 5 movement. I think it's a Japanese version, all black. I wanted an all black watch, but everything that I saw for all black watch were just way too gigantic. This came in at 37 millimeter or something like that. So it has a Namoki dial on it and Namoki hands on it as well. And I'm super happy with this. The only problem that I see with this particular watch, this bracelet, is it's goddamn garbage. So that's, I don't know what to do with that because of I don't want to go through this whole video all over again, but you know what I'm saying. The other thing is, like, it has, I forgot the name of the movement. It's S726, 729. I don't know. Whatever the movement is, it doesn't have a hand wind. So every time you pick it up, you got to shake it around like an idiot just to get the thing going. And you're going to have to shake it around for a while for the power reserve to kind of meet up to the requirements, so that if you actually are kind of stationary after you have picked up this watch, that it doesn't stop automatically. So that is really, really dumb. But otherwise, I love the look of this. I wear this probably the most often out of all the watches that I own. So that's number two. So the third watch that I have is this Apple Watch, 38 millimeter. I use it as a sleep tracker, and then I take it to the gym, control my phones, my music, but beyond that, I don't really use it for something else. I mean, I used to wear it a lot more often for notification, but I'm not that important. I don't need to get notified every time of every email or every text messages. It's not that important, man. It's not that serious. Fourth watch. My fourth watch is my Junghans 4 May. Let me take this off. Oh, yeah, there we go. Junghans Form A, I think I did a review about this pretty recently. Very, very thin. I believe it's less than 10 millimeters. 39 millimeters in diameter, but it looks probably a lot bigger because of the fact that it's mostly dial. Very, very modern looking. I'd say this is like a pretty good date watch if you want. It just shows that you're not really trying too much, yet it doesn't look cheap. Fifth watch is the Rolex Datejust. Wasn't a oyster bracelet. Smooth as hell. Loved it, but then actually didn't like it all that much. I was thinking about flipping it. Then I put it on this strap. This is, what is this? This is, what is it? Gekoda bracelet. It's padded and it kind of thins out. I think it starts at around 20 and thins out to about 16. And this look, when I put it on the strap, I was like, okay, now I could live with this. For whatever reason, when I put it on the strap, I kind of fell back in love with it. So it's a Datejust 36 millimeters fluted bezel. I don't know exactly what you want me to say about that. There's, I don't know, about 14 million videos on it on YouTube. So I'll move right on. Boom. Grand Seiko SPGA 413. Shinbun. Talked about this on, I think like the reason that I started the channel was just to mainly talk about this watch and the fact that it was getting so much hype, and I wanted to kind of like calm people down a little bit. I don't know how I feel about this watch right now. Again, aesthetically, it's beautiful, but I really don't wear it that much. It might be, I don't know. I think like everybody has their limit as far as what their threshold is, where you could start enjoying the watch. Some of that is tied into the price point. And every time I wear this, I feel kind of like worried about banging it into something or scratching it. And I don't really enjoy it as much. But now that I pick up on, this is the first time in a while that I picked up this watch. Now that it's in my hands, I want to wear it. But usually when it's in a case, I just don't want to take it out. So I don't even know if I want to keep it, frankly. It's a beautiful watch though. Oh my God, it's beautiful. But I don't know. I got to figure this one out, but SPGA 413, spring drive, smooth second hand, blah, blah, blah. I think everybody knows what's going on with that one. And the other Grand Seiko, another watch that I did a video about, SBGN 007. This is the one with GMT. There's a 9F quartz on this one, plus or minus 5 seconds a year, yada, yada, yada. Super accurate. Just pick it up and go. It has a green dial, although majority of the time it looks like super dark gray or black, but super comfortable. I have it on this, whatever this strap is that I bought from Etsy, I think, for like 50 bucks. Combo, I think, looks really well. When it fits around your wrist, it's like butter, man. On my wrist, let me clean it up a little bit. Boom. Now, I actually think it doesn't look that way here, but I actually think the 40 millimeters might be too big for my wrist. People might disagree, but like the 38 is just like, nah, but this 40 might be a little bit too big. So I'm still kind of deciding on this one, but actually I get a lot of compliments this watch from just random people because of the fact that it has a dark dial with the polishing that is, Grand Seiko. I forgot what the name of the polishing is. It contrasts a lot better than than this one, which is SPGA, than the Shinbun, because the dark dial with the polishing, it just sticks out a lot more, I would think. So when I wear this in public, I get a lot of compliments on it. So there we go. And then, do I have another watch here? I think I got two more watch. Actually, I got, boom. There we go. This is, not recently, but within a couple months ago, I started to get into divers. The divers, however, are too big, man. Just way too big, with the exception of Longines Hydroconquest. The new ones tend to be on a bigger size. Actually, I prefer this busier design of the dial of the older model. It has just enough of a bling, which I like it. I believe this is just under 12 millimeters and 39 millimeters in diameter. Let me put it around my wrist so you can see it. Boom. There you go. Very, very substantial watch. This is probably the heaviest watch that I own out of all the watches that I have. So I super got into this watch when I first purchased it. Now I'm kind of fading away a little bit. Not sure the reasons as to why. I think it's just because this whole modding craze that I'm getting into. But overall, if you have a small wrist and if you are into divers, get this watch, man. I think you can find it right now because it's an older model for, I don't know, like probably close to like $750 or maybe even just a little bit less. If you can find it for that price, a great deal. I love this watch. Well, I used to love this watch. I don't wear it as frequently as my other modded watches that looks horrendous, but that I'm in love with. All right, so this is my latest mod. Let me show it to you. There we go. I'll do a review on this one maybe later. Again, Namoki dial. It has a little bit of a pattern on it. I don't know if the cameras are picking that up. And then the modding was from this particular watch was Cissden. I think that's what it was called. Basically it was a Pagani, but they just kind of, for whatever reason, named it Cissden. And the reason that I chose that model, it has an NE35 Seiko movement, which was compatible with the dial. And then it was slightly over 41, and then basically 12 millimeters thin, which is, for me, I really like, for my comfortability of around my wrist, the thin the watch is, the better it is for me. Even more than the case size. I'm tending to go for a thinner watch because it just fits a lot better and it just feels way more comfortable around my wrist. So let me put it around my wrist and actually show it to you instead of just talking about it like an idiot. Boom. There we go. There you see it around my wrist. I still think this is a little bit too big. This is slightly over 40. I bought a case from eBay for 38 that's coming over from probably China. And then whenever it does get there, I'm going to try to retrofit it into that case because I still feel like this case is a little bit too big for my wrist. But for now, I could deal with it. It came with a bracelet that actually was pretty good quality bracelet, but once I put that bracelet over with this particular dimensions of watch, it just felt way too substantial on my wrist. So I decided to just go with one of the straps that I have laying around. But overall, I really love this watch. And I'm proud of the work that I did as far as modding this watch. Unlike this one, where I'm just wearing it because it's my first mod. And, you know, it's just like, I don't know how to describe that one, but I'm just wearing it. This one, I'm actually proud to wear it, and I'm proud of the work that I did. So probably then I'm knocking my camera all around, but let me show you my last one. There we go. This is my 10th watch. I don't know if you remember, there's a video that I have about a $20 eBay watch, a Playboy eBay watch that I bought. It broke. Not only did the quartz movement break, but then the crystal actually broke off. It was an acrylic crystal, so it just kind of broke off. And I have spent, I don't know. I bought it for $20. I probably spent like, I don't know, $350 in trying to fix this thing. And now I have put so much money into it compared to what I bought it for. I just cannot let this go. I'm going to have to fix it, even if I have to spend $1,000 on it. So I have a brand new crystal coming over. I'm going to put that, I have a brand new movement, I think like a quartz movement that kind of fits inside this from, I don't know, like from UK that is being sent, that I bought off of eBay. And I'm going to have to put all of this parts together. And I'm going to get this damn watch working because it's going to have to happen. Otherwise, I lost, and I'm not going to lose. And you know what? No one's going to beat me on this watch. So that's it. Those are my 10 watches. It's going to change fairly soon. I would say that if I'm going to adjust a collection, the branded watches, whether it be Longines, Junghans, or possibly even the Grand Seikos, are going to kind of lead the collection. And if I am not over this modded craze that only seems to get stronger rather than, kind of decreasing, all my watches are going to be pretty much modded from now on. It's just what I'm into at this moment. So that's it. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and I'll talk to you folks later.